Hi teammates, so I'm back in Las Vegas. Just wanted to show these here. The 728 is the Han as a Han Solo reference, or the hand of the 72, which is Solomon. That's Psalm 72, and that represents the Keystone Royal Arch. And Zenith of the Alpha brought this to my attention and brought it to everyone's attention. That represents the halfway point, or the half. It can also represent the actual gateway. So some people think it started with 2001, but we don't know for sure. I mean, my grandpa H, who has prophetic dreams, usually about the family or about me or something, he had a dream that 2038 to 39, something happens on a world stage, and that was like a signal of end times. So he had that dream a while back, and he reaffirmed it to me whenever I went and visited him this past week. I just got back to Las Vegas. That's where I'm at right now. So, yeah, I want you to look at this. That equals the 728. This equals the 728 here. It's a different paper here. So, because that's the half, it's 816 full reduction. So, and I'm not saying anything against anyone. Don't put words in my mouth. This is just how it all works out, and everyone has their own Judases, and like the whole body of Christ will be betrayed in the last days, just as Jesus was. Grox used to say that way back in some of his older videos. So it makes sense for what we're going through now. And so these are receipts here. The in quotations are receipts. So you can break that down as you will. But I don't know exactly what all this means. But the English ordinal, just counting, 1 is A, 2 is B, 3 is C. It equals 244. And then 1078 reverse satanic cipher in Jewish is 1301. That's that Koa Nakim, or the Jason Momoa symbolism, Aquaman and stuff like that. So you get some interesting decimal there, the 31 point right there, and from these. So who I got to today, doing the research and everything, was Barbara Hannah Anita Burke. 1936 Olympics and 1938 Games or Olympics. It was the Commonwealth Games, I believe. So, but back then they used to have Olympics. They were beginning it all then. So, with like official Olympics or something. So, she kind of did both, even though it was only 2 years apart. But what I see with her is that she is the Mantis manta. Okay. So she was born on the Mars River double ohstix. She was a plant that offered bottled up energy to whoever drank the soda that the vine produced. They'd have to cut the vine like Billy in Predator, whenever he drinks from the vine, he just kind of chops it and drinks it. But it's not violent or anything. That's just how it is with the vine, But that's how I saw it. Okay, that's just how I see it. So I see things from movies a lot of times. So if you have watched my visions, you'll know that about me. But the energy allowed Al Pacino as Vincent Hanna focus where he's got to be. Keep me where I got to be, he says, and he snaps his fingers. That's the effect, and see Heat film for that reference. But it's basically like he didn't want to tell his feelings to his soon-to-be ex-wife because he's got to be on edge, sort of thing, like he's got to be in his zone, sort of thing, and he doesn't want to He holds on to his angst is what it is. So kind of different. Then she was born as a mantis manta that swam through the river, double ohstix. The creature was known for rescues of the manhunters. Now that creature, the mantis manta, would transform into bait for a trap as a wounded animal or woman. Then the creature would turn into a cross of Hulk from Marvel and eat the worm scene of American Honey. So kind of like hallucinogen a little bit. Kind of a Samson twist on this person, but not exactly. A little bit different than Samson, like the way that the rest of the movie unfolds with Shia in American Honey. It's like she latches on to these hallucinogens or hallucinations, I guess, just off of eating this one worm. And the rest of the whole movie could be a hallucination. We don't know, but I'm kind of raising that question for this. But it's a game reference, similar to the second 47 of the 107 or whatever. So in the water, he was as a manta ray with mantis, like the praying mantis, instincts. Okay, so then she was sent to Earth as Barbara Burke. So is it a man or a woman? I don't know for sure. I kind of saw it as a man that was just sent as a woman. It's like the opposite of Jesus, opposite of Gondel from the Valkyrie myths. But so I got all that. And then kind of some news for teammates from last night. Something happened spiritually. Let me zoom in on this here. With the 10:55:4, something was going on, like something had, like it was an Ed, like the Eddie scene of Jurassic Park 2 where they're sliding off the cliff in the RV and Eddie has to save, Malcolm and Vince Vaughn and Sarah. It was kind of like that. And I, uploaded a video or whatever. I know that probably amounted to nothing, but something with that Ed there, the 10:55:4, and then the 46:07 is kind of like the fog walker, which I made a rap about, but it's also as the day walker of Blade from Lindsay Wilson. This was very significant within all this. It was like the Lindsay Wilson connection was strong, and or not strong like Legion is strong. I mean, it was like a balance. That's kind of how it was acting. And who I hung out with Blade with was the Lyle brothers. So something with that, and that's related to Fresno versus Nevada basketball. That's kind of where the vision came from, because I was watching that when everyone else went to bed at the big house. It's not a slave reference in the least bit. It's a that's what we call my grandfather's house, H. But and then Cyrus I got from 3265 divided by 7140 in this sense, and I'm not really sure how that all came to be, but it was from ciphers from this Fresno versus Nevada basketball. It was a late game. I just wanted to see what was going on, and SNL was a rerun, so I was kind of ticked off about that. But I watched this Fresno versus Nevada to see what the announcers would say, and kind of caught on to a few things, but just some basic symbolism with Cyrus or something. I don't know exactly how I got that, but and then the whole thing, all this somehow is related to swimming. If you go to the athletic page of swimming at Cal Baptist, California Baptist, the Lehigh Lights Up home finale, the relay team described that, let me